Hey guys, Aaron Azai here. Wanted to show off my first place deck profile. I won a mat tournament out of 12, 4 rounds. Finals was against a Prank Kids Adventure player, my buddy Pedro. He did awesome. There's the official tournament store logo. Yeah, it was great. I faced him before in the finals with a Tenyi Sword Soul deck, the one I had showcased earlier in the channel as the video for that deck in the channel, and lost in the finals. Scooped game one about 60 seconds in. He just had the answers to my opening plays, and then he went off. So I scooped real fast on that one. Game two, I won it, and I had 500 life points left. So I was literally one flamsies away from losing. It was a very, very close game, but we did win that one. It was very good, a very good game. And then game three, I technically won in time. He had gone through his play, but he anacondaed, so he had 1,000 extra life points. So he had 9,000. I had 7,500 with the flam. He'd burned me with flamsies, and he'd gained. But then he used anaconda, so he was down. It was 7,500 to 7,000. We did end up playing through the game, and I did end up winning in the end. Anyways, so I hate losing by time, but I did technically win by time. Or sorry, I hate winning by time. So I did win by time technically, and then we did play it out, and I did win in the end eventually. I just had full combo, full board, and I think I even had like an evenly matched set. So even if you broke my board down, I had a crackback. It was just bunkers. So without further ado, we'll get into it. I was playing Despia, and people got mixed feelings about the deck right now. In my opinion, it's doing things. We knew it was going to do things. So I'm playing some interesting ratios, and I'm going to change things up a little bit. I would built this deck going into regionals, and I ended up showing up late to regionals. I was technically well on time, but there were so many people that showed up. They had to kick out about almost 200 people, maybe over 200. They capped the event at 340 people, and at least 500 people were there. So they booted out a lot. And I went to 2 different tournaments. The second tournament was a mat tournament, and I ended up winning that one. So, all right, so we got triple Aluber, triple Tragedy, double Ad Libitum, and 1 Dramaturge. A lot of people talk about playing the second Ad Libitum, so I've just been playing the second Ad Libitum. And in matchups where I feel like only one's necessary, it's an easy side out, but it does come up quite a bit, and man, it is so good. Like when you do draw it, and then you can search one off of Tragedy if you open Ad Libitum and Aluber, it's just like, oh, it's a hard time for your opponent because you can just loop those the big fusions. So it's wonderful. That's it for the Despia monsters. Then we got the 2 Fallen Albaz, and I was playing 2 Ecclesia. I think Ecclesia is mandatory at 1 because you can chain block your Albion at the end phase, right? And I also play 1 Titaniclad in my extra deck for the same reason. I like chain blocking that Albion just in case they have an Omni Negate or any kind of negate to block the Branded in Red ad. That is a huge way you can crack back, because obviously we don't really play negates, right? So we need that Branded in Red to go off, and you know, the duels that you lose more often than not is when you get Ghost Spelled or something like that with the Branded in Red. But we really, if they don't have it, the Branded in Red is what allows us to interrupt our opponent more often than not. So Ecclesia is great for that, and it's just a great resource. We're discarding for so many things, right? Branded Opening, Albaz, if you want to normal summon it to proc the Super Polyfusion effect, as well as Lubellion. So Ecclesia is really amazing at 1. I was trying her out at 2. I think at 2, if you play 3 Albaz, you can play her at 2. But if you're going to play 2, I would cut this down to 1. So, but definitely great card. We are playing the 3 Edge Imp and Chain. Obviously, we're going to play the Patchwork and the Polys, so love this. This is definitely, whenever I'm siding, I will side one of these out for ratios. We want to see the Patchwork more than the Edge Imp and Chain because no one ever ashes it, and sometimes that's all you need to go off. So everyone's always saving the ash for the Branded Fusion. So 3 Edge Imp and Chain, and then for the last monsters, as far as the non-hand trap monsters, we got 1 Hex Seal and 1 Dark Magician. I know a lot of people are only playing one or the other. I really find that in my ratios, I'm playing 3 polys. So Dark Magician and Albaz in hand with poly is just a free Dragoon. It's wonderful. And then we play the Hex Seal Fusion because we have an answer to Eldritch that relies on the Hex Seal Fusion. But then we can also go into the Dragoons, obviously, off of Albion. So I like playing these at 2. I mean, they were never dead. That's the thing, they were never dead. There was at one point where I did normal summon the Hex Seal Fusion and I used its effect. So these cards were never dead for me, personally. It was nice. If anything else, they're just extra stuff for Guardian Chimera. So they were wonderful. We got into spells. We got the 3 patchwork and the 3 poly. Awesome cards. Sometimes I would side out one of the polys if I really needed the space to answer certain decks, like Prank Kids Adventure. Like I had to side out the 3rd poly for things like Nib and Evenly Matched and all that kind of shenanigans. So sometimes I'll side that one out, but man, probably the 2nd or 3rd most important card in the deck. It's so cool to have these old school cards, like Polymerization, putting in work in 2022. For the branded stuff, we got Branded Fusion, Branded Opening, Branded in red, and 1 Despia Theater of the Branded. This card is crazy when it goes off. Just looping your Alubers and your Fusion monsters is fantastic. Branded in red, you should know what that does. For the Guardian Chimera play. Branded Opening, always activate it in your draw phase or standby phase to avoid the droll. And then Branded Fusion, obviously, is just cracked. So there we go. That's what we got for the branded spells. And then for some generic spells, we got 2 triple Tactics Talents, 1 Mind Control, 1 Call by the Grave, and 1 Foolish Burial. So for these ones, Call by the Grave is pretty standard. You know, you want to answer that Droll or that Ash or the Ghost Bell. We got the Mind Control in here. Mind Control is such a great card right now, in my opinion. You know, they have to answer it, right? They have to answer it. So in the mirror match, you just grab their Mirror Jade. They either have to banish their Mirror Jade, or you know, it's just so great. If they're playing against Baron, they have to answer it. You're playing against Prank Kids, you grab the Battle Butler. It's just fantastic. So Mind Control at 1, put in some work, won me at least 2 games. Fantastic. Triple Tactics Talents is a very common thing in the deck, just to you know, plus draw into more of those polys, draw into more of your branded stuff off of those hand traps. It's like, yes, please hand trap me, because I'm just going to draw 2, or take one of your monsters, or rip something out of your hand. It's beautiful. Foolish Burial is just a combo, right? If you don't see the Tragedy, you don't see the Aluber, don't see the Branded Opening, you just send a Tragedy to grave and go off. Foolish Burial is also really, really good if you need something else extra, like an ad libitum for Branded in red in the grave. You know, if you need something else, sometimes you'll I even sent the Dark Magician in the grave once, to have in there, so that I could use Lebellion to get a Dragoon, and that was pretty crazy. So very, very cool stuff. But this is our lineup, our spell lineup for our generics. And then for the hand traps, we're playing triple Crossout Designator. I consider that a hand trap, basically. We got 3 Ash Blossom, 2 Ghost Bell, 1 Nib, 1 Droll, 1 Veiler, 1 Imperm. So the one-ofs, I mean, these are just generically great cards, right? So if you draw into them, they're never dead, right? But then they're also cross-out designated targets. So if they Imperm your Aluber, they Veiler your Aluber, they draw and lock you, you just cross-out Desi. Ash is just an amazing card, and Ghost Bell is mostly for the matchup, but we also, like, we run 1 for the cross-out designator and then 1 for the mirror match. As well as, it does hit a lot of other cards. It does hit like stuff like Tenyis. It does hit stuff like Flunder. It does do other things, which is awesome. Does hit some of these other decks, and Rogue, oddly enough. But yeah, it's mostly in there for 1 for the Crossout Designator and 1 for the mirror match. All right, extra deck time. Pretty standard stuff, but we got some spice in here at the end. So 1 Lubellion. Right, gotta run the 1. Some people run 2. I do think that is safe, but there was like twice where somebody like negated my Lubellion or popped it or something like that, and I still won those games. So I don't really know, you know, at least this over the weekend, it didn't really come up that I needed the second one, but I could see why some people might run 2 to avoid the ghost cherries and things like that. So we got 2 Mirror Jade, 2 Mask, 2 Albion, 2 Guardian Chimera. This is pretty standard stuff. And again, 2 Lubellion is pretty standard as well. But this is just my ratios. I was playing just one Lubellian and double everything else. A triple Albion does come up, weirdly enough, but at the same time, you have to play for certain things sometimes, and I would rather play other things than play a third Albion. But it does come up. Like, there are times where in the grind game, you have a Mirror Jade and you've used both your Albion, and you're like, damn, I wish I had a third Albion. But it's really difficult. Like, I don't know what I would cut for that. I don't really think it's safe to cut anything else I've got in here for that. There are other things, but I don't know. One Titaniclad, one Despian Queritus. This gave me game once. I forget what I was playing against. I think it might have been... Is either a rogue? Yeah, I think it was Orcus Dragon Link. This was pretty crazy against that. Starving Venom Fusion Dragon. I don't play the Super Poly, but this is great for Fallen Albaz in the mirror match, things like that. Maybe this is the one you could cut, and you'd really just play this if you play Super Poly on the side. The one Dragoons, and then here's the Spice. One of our answers to Eldritch is the Blue Eyes Tyrant Dragon, unaffected by trap cards, right? So pretty great. And this is why we do the Hex Seal Fusion and the Dark Magician, is because we have a target for both of them, both of these bad boys. So pretty cool. And then the one link for Dark Charmer, again for those follow-up plays, answer to DPE and other shenanigans. Obviously the mirror match, it's cracked in the mirror match too. You could just grab their Mirror Jade. It's pretty good stuff. Side deck. I need to work on the side deck a little bit, but this is what I was running this weekend. Some of this is limited to what I have on hand. Like, I don't have a playset of Lightning Storm. I don't have a playset of There Can Only Be One. Getting a playset of There Can Only Be One in the mail here soon, and I'm going to work on getting a playset of Lightning Storm. It is just such a great card. I think Lightning Storm would be better if you brought a smaller deck, like a closer to 40 or a 40 card deck. Lightning Storm would just be great in the side deck. But here's what we got. So we got the one Lightning Storm. I guess it should do the removals. Two Twin Twister and one Harpy Feather Duster. Rises are, gotta respect the Eldritch and Control matchup. As well as the Flunder. Twin Twister does come up against Flunder. It's fantastic. And Lightning Storm is great against Flunder as well. That barrier statue gets annoying. Evenly matched. A lot of this I did like after the first tournament and going into the second tournament, and it just was cracked. It was amazing. So we played two Nibiru, two Drollnok. These cards are just so good. This answers combo, this answers combo, this answers combo. This answers pretty much everything. Drollnok, again, Flunder and Despia are running free right now. This answers so much Rogue. There are so many great combo decks that the Droll hits. It's just a great card. One, There Can Only Be One for the matchups where it comes up, and then really to maximize our potential against Flunder, we got the two Infinite Imperm and an extra Veiler. So they're great. They're great for specific matchups, and they're also great cross-out designator targets having extra in there. So you can use one, and then you can cross-out designator another one, so they can't shut you down. So, but yeah, that's the deck that I ran. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I would definitely upgrade and go, 3 Lightning Storm, 3 There Can Only Be One, maybe, and try to run like a Control or going second version. I guess that really could depends. Like, if you want to play a going first, I'd play like I'd main other one There Can Only Be One, and then side the other two. And if you wanted to play a going second deck, definitely you want to maximize on your going second cards. So Lightning Storm would be fantastic. But yeah, guys, that's the deck profile. Let me know what you guys think. We are also doing an evenly matched giveaway. Okay, so you can share this video, right? You can share this video, like this video, subscribe, share the video, and we'll be giving away one Ghost from the Past evenly matched. I pulled it in my latest Ghost from the Past, the first one opening. We opened up one display box, and we are giving away the one evenly matched that we pulled. All you got to do is subscribe, like this video or that video, share one of the videos, and leave a comment in the comment section below. And we will be giving out the evenly matched. We'll be giving it out when I pull. We'll be announcing the winner when I open up my cases of Ghost from the Past 2. So we'll be announcing the winner at the beginning of that video. So get as many, share the video, share it around, and get into the drawing, free drawing, while you can, guys. So thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.